up, strengthened, and it is now weakened below special weather statement limits. That's what we were expecting this afternoon. Storms to fire and then die out, and then maybe in the evening they would be able to fire and possibly maintain into the early night hours. We weren't expecting a storm to explode and then become this large and favorable. Like I said, I don't think any modeling showed this happening. See if wind shear has improved at all according to mesoanalysis. Wind shear has jumped to 170 in this area. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Literally, that one area, it just divots right down into where the storm is, and then goes right back up. Literally, that one area is right where the wind shear divots down into. That just shows you how perfect of an environment it is fired in. It's literally in the exact correct spot. Any more west and it would be outside of that. If it formed way more north of norming, it would be on the warm front or past it and likely not as big of a threat. If it formed southeast, it would probably just start to die out like that one in Durham, Oklahoma did. It formed in the perfect spot. Yeah, and wind shear, you can see there, right where my cursor is. Just to the right of my cursor. 165. 165 0 to 1 kilometer shear. The photograph looking really good. Really good photograph there. And skew T, you can see dry air towards the 700 millibar layer. That could promote rapid development of a supercell. Also, hail could be promoted there due to that sharpness of your dry salami. Veering, this is what we missed yesterday in western Kentucky. We didn't have sharp veering like that in the lower levels. And man, do we ever have it out here in Oklahoma. Not too sure how, but we do. I don't think there's any big trough. Yeah, no big trough. It's, I think it's a short wave. Actually, let me take you back to mesoanalysis. I haven't looked at this yet. Let's go to the 500 millibars. I haven't checked it. Yep, there's a short wave right there. And another one back in here, too. And even a third one right here. There's a few short waves, but this is your main one right in there. Let's see if we can see it from 700 millibars, too. We should be able to really see it. Yeah. Very, very, very easy to spot short wave. Very easy to spot. Really easy to spot short wave trough. So that's what's fueling this storm to initiate. That's your forcing mechanism right there. Don't think there's a lower level jet response. Nope. Maybe in the overnight hours that gets a little bit stronger, but not much of a lower level jet response. Let's go back down to Texas. We got a new severe warning for 1-inch hail for Granbury, Texas. Just make sure you're indoors, away from doors and windows. But this stuff is significantly weaker than anticipated. The far southern one is up to 1.5-inch hail, though. This one's up to 1.5-inch hail. Oh, you see how fast that storm died off? Look at that in Mason. You see that? It just died right out. Wow. Reed Tammer, Connor Croft, and a bunch of other chasers are starting to go after this storm. Connor was on the Durham, Oklahoma one, so I imagine he's going to be trying to book it up to central Oklahoma, but I don't think he's going to make that. Reed Timmer is on. Let's see. Give me a second. I want to go check this just briefly. Okay, that is what it was. Alright, sorry, I just wanted to check something. Yep, Reed is going for this storm. It doesn't look as good as what it once did. To be honest with you, it just looks like a huge blob right now. It just is a huge blob. It looked quite a bit more organized when it first formed. Still going to be something we keep an eye on. New severe for eastern Mississippi. And Bay Springs for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Significant severe in far southern Arkansas for 1.75-inch hail over Strong, Arkansas. That is 1.75-inch hail there. Back up in the northeast, these storms are still just producing isolated damaging winds and isolated small to very, very isolated, as large as 1-inch hail. They're not that big of a threat right now. New severe for 1-inch hail, 50-mile-an-hour winds, so that might be indicating a cell split on this storm. That may be why it's struggling at this moment. Once that cell split succeeds, the southern one should intensify. So this is going to go off to probably be a hail producer very close to the Oklahoma City area. 1-inch hail, about 50-mile-an-hour winds will be possible there. We're going to watch to see if this portion of the storm splits off and moves this way. And this portion of the storm, I'll circle it in a different color. This portion of the storm splits off and moves north. It's what we call a cell split. The left mover, which is there circled in pink, that typically has large hail, isolated damaging winds, and a low tornado threat. The second storm mixed in is the right mover, circled there in the white. Typically, it moves to the east or northeast and has an all hazards threat with it. All right, I'm going to get an analysis radar over the Norman, Oklahoma area. Get the Norman radar site up. It's probably all corruption there. Oh, well, that might just be a hook echo starting up right now. That actually might be a hook echo starting up right now. Yeah, look at that. In the upper levels, quite clear hooks starting. And now it's starting towards the lower levels. So this, either that or it's a cell merge. We'll see. See if the cell merge, if it is a cell merge, it's just going to keep moving to the northeast. If it's actually the hook, then it's not just going to keep moving northeast. So maybe starting to get some rotation here. This is going to go right for Bradley. Bradley in Oklahoma. We're going to watch this extremely close here. You may have to go to your safe spot if this hook continues to strengthen at all. So we're going to watch this extremely closely, scan by scan. Again, downstream, it's eventually going to go very close to Norman, Oklahoma. We'll have to see how much it turns. It's currently doing a cell split, so we don't know its exact trajectory. But it's definitely moving northeast, somewhere northeast. So somewhere, it's going to move somewhere in this vicinity. Let's see ZDR. We talk about ZDR arcing, and yeah, very clear ZDR arc right here. New severe. Let's see. Is that a new severe? Yeah, they just put a new severe on top of it because your old one's about to expire. Very slow moving. Northeast at 20 miles per hour, according to the National Weather Service in Norman. I don't know if anybody is on this storm right now. I don't know if anyone is on it at this moment. I know there's a lot of people going towards it. Watch Reed go live and he's just in the hook. I want to see where Reed is. He's going live in 3 minutes. So this potential tornadic storm, if it's not tornadic right now, it should be in the future. It's going to head towards Bradley and then eventually into Purcell or around the Norman area. Nothing imminent, but rotation may be starting to strengthen. The velocities have definitely increased. That's for sure. The velocities have definitely begun to increase. This cell, because of the cell split, it might end up moving more east, Ben. There's a chance it moves more east, which may allow it to miss Norman to the south. Yeah, there is a chance for that. It might change its trajectory slightly. I don't think it would move directly east. Wait for that velocity scan in 20 seconds to see if it's rotating. Whilst we do that, I want to go back to Texas. Still just hail and isolated damaging winds out here. Not very large hail just yet. Most of it is around 1 inch in diameter.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, this is starting to become tornadic here. So we'll need and it's tornado warned. There you go. So it is starting to move dead east. Because of that cell merge.
Tornado warning for northwestern Garvin County in southern Oklahoma, southeastern Grady County in central Oklahoma, southwestern McLean County in central Oklahoma, Garvin, Grady, and McLean County in Oklahoma.
All right, there you go. Yep, so that is indeed an area of rotation starting up with a low precipitation hook echo. So now we have a tornado warning in place out here in Oklahoma. If you are in Bradley, Lindsay, Springs, make sure you're in your safe spot. I believe this is going to stay well south of Norman now. Due to that cell split, due to it splitting here, it's changed trajectory from going northeast to one storm going north and one storm going nearly deadly east. Nearly dead east there. So we're going to continue to watch this area of rotation. It is definitely on a strengthening trend here. And it could touch down at any given second. So this is going to head towards directly for Lindsay. Or Lindsay. I still don't know which one it is. Bradley. And surrounding regions there. Eventually, it's going to head south of Norman. Very close to Purcell, Wayne, Maysville in central Oklahoma. So it's moving currently like this. That's its current exact trajectory. But it's going to shift. It is going to shift around. So not that strong of rotation, still quite weak, still pretty broad rotation there, but it is trying to likely drop a tornado. So be in your safe spot if you're in front of this storm. And again, going right towards Lindsay, Bradley, and Oklahoma. So please be in your safe spot. Probably everyone and their mother is about to go onto this storm in Oklahoma. When you get a discrete supercell in Oklahoma in the middle of the day, you can guarantee chaser convergence is going to be extremely, extremely high. So again, make sure you are in your safe spot. Give me just a moment. See exactly where this is located. Alright, I'm gonna switch to the closest chaser we have. He's about 5 minutes away from this. He's about 5 minutes away. Switch over to his feed. So we're going to continue to watch this very, very closely. Tornado could easily drop down at any moment going towards Lindsay. Huck Echo is still present. No CC drop, nothing that indicates the tornado's on the ground based on a radar at this point, but that doesn't mean it's not on the ground. If it's a weak tornado and not lofting much debris, radar's not going to pick it up. Rotation is still very broad and very weak. Just a very weak couplet right now. Still capable of producing a tornado. Reed is in Oklahoma City. So he's still got quite the ways to go. So once again, make sure you are in your safe spot. Tornado could drop down at any given moment. So if you're in Bradley, Lindsay, Aaron Springs, get to your safe spot. You are in a tornado warning right now. So tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. That is what a radar indicated tornado warning means. Trying to see if we have any traffic cams in the area. There's no easy to access traffic cams near this area. That is for sure. It's in Bradley. Rotation's picking up. Rotation is picking up. New mesoscale discussion for the potential of a strong tornado to develop. So now a new mesoscale discussion for up to 3.5-inch hail, up to 80-mile-an-hour winds, and the potential for a few tornadoes, possibly one strong, just got issued across southern Oklahoma. That includes the Oklahoma City metro, the entire metro of Oklahoma City. I'll be able to show you the graphic here in just a few seconds. Once it officially comes out. We get it pretty early on that software. Starting to look a bit better. Actually starting to look a lot better. Starting to look a whole lot better. And now that that cell split is nearly finished, this is beginning to look a lot better. Like it could drop a strong tornado here in the next 30 minutes or so. So please be in your safe spot. If you're in Bradley, Lindsay here in central Oklahoma. Again, this should stay south of the Norman, Oklahoma area. Kaylee, the trolls are in here all the time. Nothing new at all. They have also just issued a even more special mesoscale discussion. They specifically highlighted this storm. So here's the mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. And you can see they are specifically highlighting this storm on the warm front. And they do include the Norman and Oklahoma City area in that mesoscale discussion for the greatest threat of all hazards. And on the left side, you can see the peak tornado intensity is indeed up to 120 to 150. So that includes the potential for a strong tornado, as well as destructive hail up to 2.35 inch in diameter, and destructive winds as high as 80 miles per hour, all possible. Unsure if that rotation may be corruption. I definitely want to give it another scan to see if that's actually correct. And it seems like that was not correct, considering that rotation just completely fell apart. So, looks like that rotation is still there. It's just weak. Also, the National Weather Service did officially release their preliminary rating for the St. Louis tornado yesterday. They said a tornado of at least EF3 140 plus mile-an-hour winds was confirmed, up to 1 mile wide. up to a mile-wide tornado went through the St. Louis area yesterday and was at least low-end EF3. So rotation still staying quite broad here. Not very strong at all. Could produce a tornado. If it does, it will likely be on the weaker side of things. But as it moves northeast, it is going to enter a even better environment for the potential of a strong tornado. So please make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in the tornado warning. We're going to continue to watch this storm extremely close here. I'm waiting to get the wording on their discussion here. Severe threat is continuing for tornado watch issuance 279 and is beginning to increase with an isolated supercell ongoing south of Oklahoma City. All hazards are anticipated with this storm, including hail larger than 2-inch in diameter, 65 to 80 mile per hour winds, and tornadoes. Let's see. A strong tornado is possible with the right split of this supercell as it approaches and crosses the I-35 corridor in the next hour or two. So in the next hour or two, we're going to have our strong tornado threat. Likely for the next hour or two. But especially as it finishes this cell split, it looks like it's almost done with that. You can see it's getting that classic butterfly split that we've talked about so much. Hook echo doesn't look nearly as pronounced, but that will probably change here in about 15 minutes. This should try to produce another tornado within the next 30 minutes or so. It's likely starting to recycle. Significant severe for 1.75-inch hail for Bridge Creek, Newcastle, Mustang in Oklahoma. Make sure you guys are at least away from doors and windows. It may be needed to the point where you might want to go to your safe spot because that is quite large hail, especially barely to the west of Bridge Creek in Oklahoma. Definitely getting upwards of 1.75-inch hail there. I do not expect this rotation to be gone for long. It should come back and likely significantly stronger. You could see a very classic ZDR arcing that has occurred here with this storm. That just means that it's going to be capable of producing a tornado again. It's a very well-defined, well-structured, semi-discrete supercell. And it's right now it's latched on the warm front. Because it's no longer moving north, it's now latched onto the warm front. So this storm is going to go north of the warm front. Once it gets into Oklahoma City, its threat for a tornado is going to be very close to zero. Very, very close to zero once it gets north of the, I believe that is the I-40 corridor running through Oklahoma City. But this storm is going to ride that warm front because your warm front is located right in this area. You saw that on the SPC's mesoscale discussion right here. So this storm going towards Oklahoma City is leaving the warm front, likely not going to be able to produce much of a tornadic threat. But our cell split that is moving east right in here, it is latched onto that warm front. That warm front's going to keep lifting north as well, very slowly. So it's latched directly onto that warm front and is moving generally east, maybe slightly northeast. That's probably at least some corruption, but this is definitely going to start to intensify very quickly. Very, very quickly going to try to produce a tornado here in the next 15 minutes or so. Yeah, still staying very weak with that rotation, so just give it a little bit more time and it is going to recycle. And again, this is going towards Lindsay, Aaron Springs, and then eventually this is going to head towards Purcell, Wayne, and maybe just barely north of Whitebread and near the Maysville area over the next hour or so. So it's going to keep moving just like this. So it should stay, as long as it doesn't wiggle, which it is possible that it wiggles. It should stay just barely to the north of Maysville and go very close to Purcell and Wayne in about an hour or so. Still a significant severe in place for 1.75 inch hail. Very close to and just to the northwest of Bridge Creek in Oklahoma. Make sure you are at least away from doors and windows. I wouldn't be against going to your safe spot just in case. It would not be a bad idea to go to your safe spot just in case this is trying to produce 1.75 inch hail. And it's likely producing right around that mark too, because that hail core is getting stronger. Every scan that's starting to get stronger. All right, let's go back down to our right mover down here. You can see that the hook has fully occluded, but like I said, it's not going to stay occluded for too long. It should be around 6 p.m. Eastern, about 13 or so minutes from now. This is going to likely try to begin to rotate again. Right now, Norman's looking good. I think the right mover is going to stay to the south of Norman. And I think the left mover is going to stay to the west of Norman. So right now, you got pretty lucky. There was a storm heading right towards Norman. And one split to the northwest. And one has split to the east, southeast. So Norman may not get much more than just some heavy rain. Originally, I thought this storm was going to go, and it was aimed directly for Norman. I mean, it was aimed directly to Norman, Oklahoma. And then it split off, and the right mover began to move to the right, east, and the left mover began to move to the northwest. This is a case of a classic cell split right here. This is exactly how a cell split looks. Very classic. Your left mover moves off to the northeast, and that produces large hail, damaging winds, very little tornado threat. The east mover, the right mover, supercell there, tries to produce all hazards, and it will try to produce a tornado, likely again very close to the Wayne, Maysville, or Purcell area, somewhere in here. It should try again. It already attempted to the southwest of Bradley. This is where it attempted southwest of Bradley. From what I know, it failed. I didn't see any observed warning. I didn't see any chasers report any tornado on the ground or nothing like that. And now it should try again near Maysville, Wayne, Purcell, somewhere in here. Just somewhere in here. It's hard to say exactly where. Because this is latched onto the warm front, so the storm could shift quite a bit. It can shift a little bit north, a little south, or a little bit northeast. Severe storm still in place in southern Vermont, extreme east central New York there. Still a significant severe, now for actually 2-inch hail in south central Arkansas near the Crossell area. Lake Providence on the border of Louisiana, Mississippi under a severe for 1-inch hail, 60 mile-an-hour winds. Texas still looking good for a very low tornado threat. Just big time hail at the moment. likely greater than 1 inch in diameter, especially on this storm going towards Mineral Wells, Texas. And we will keep an eye on some of these for a low tornado threat in the future. But our main concern is this storm over Lindsay right now. Still likely not producing a tornado. It's likely going to take a bit longer until it fully recycles. It is a very, very classic supercell, though. I would be shocked if it doesn't try again. Especially in the volatile environment it is in. I would be very shocked if it doesn't try again. Still moving east at just 15 miles per hour, so it's a very slow moving cell here. I'm going to watch very closely on the southern side of this for a hook to try to occur.
Now what?
Just checking a few other things, see if we got anything new. Okay. A new severe there into the western side of the Oklahoma City metro for 1.75 inch hail. That's what I thought it was. 1.75 inch hail, golf ball sized hail, and around 50 mile an hour winds for the next 38 minutes as this storm moves up into Oklahoma City, Piedmont, Oklahoma, Bethany, and eventually Edmond, Oklahoma over the next 40 minutes.
You have 2 damage. And then
Make sure you're indoors, away from doors and windows, and like I said before, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go to your safe spot, just in case that larger hail of around 1.75 inch in diameter does end up hitting you. It is a significant
a
severe
whole bunch.
for Oklahoma City. See if any rotation ramps up. It's definitely going to be attempting to ramp up here very, very soon. The longer this storm takes to ramp up, the better chance we have of storm chasers getting a great visual of it. Because a few chasers were quite behind due to this storm not being expected whatsoever today. It blew up out of nowhere. I doubt it's going to do another cell split. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it's going to do another cell split.
Mhm.
I'm watching right over Lindsay right now.
Yeah, I'm just
It looks like this is trying its best to start rotating again. You can see the green and red beginning to increase just a little
I'm just
bit.
waiting for PRC update.
So it looks like it's attempting to rotate again. No model picked this up, Kaylee. Not a single one. Not a single one picked up this this supercell forming.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for PRC to
Yep,
update.
May being May in
I'm
Oklahoma.
just waiting for PRC to update their stuff.
That is what we are worried about tomorrow, is that storms fire along the dry line. Right now, nearly
waiting
every
for.
model except for the HRRR doesn't show storms initiating off the dry line tomorrow. But if storms do initiate tomorrow off the dry line, we're going to have a strong to intense tornado threat. All right, yeah, this is probably attempting to drop a tornado here. just west of Lindsay in Oklahoma. It is probably attempting to drop a tornado.
It's enhanced, so. Yeah, with
Still radar
10%,
indicated there for Lindsay.
Kansas.
It may be attempting to drop a tornado just to the west of town.
Oh, yeah.
So please be in your safe spot in Lindsay. If this continues to rotate,
A4 looks
we will
also
see a
interesting.
downstream tornado warning likely into Maysville. So again, tornado warning is active here for Lindsay, Oklahoma. Tornado warning means a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. So you need to be in your safe spot if you're in Lindsay, Oklahoma. Also, our southern storm here
Yeah, this storm was like producing like a high
in Oklahoma
it was
seems
moderate
to be
yesterday.
strengthening again. North of Durant, Oklahoma.
We're just
It's in an okay
Maybe give it a
environment.
couple
It's
days
not in the best
before
wind
the
sheared
SPC
environment,
releases the damage
but it's in an okay environment.
for the tornado.
Yeah, you can see this hook has returned. Your hook echo is located right there, just west of Lindsay, Oklahoma. It is attempting to really start rotating again. You can see the red and green pixels there. Not very strong rotation right now, so that's good news. Not strong rotation at all. Looks like it just fell apart on that new scan, so it's continuing to try to rotate. It's trying its best. 1 to 1.25 inch hail reported west as well as northwest of Bridge Creek in Oklahoma. Could get up to 1.75 inch hail out of this hail core here, heading directly into Mustang and then eventually directly to Bethany in central Oklahoma. That is barely on the west side of Oklahoma City. Still a very sharp ZDR arcing here. Very obvious ZDR arcing. As long as we maintain that, this storm is going to continue to try and be tornadic. Also, what is that? Oh, I can't see it. Let me go back a frame. 1.25 inch hail reported on this storm. That's for your hail core, which is now located actually northeast of Lindsay in Oklahoma. Huh. I feel like if we do get a new hook, it's going to be on the forward flank of the supercell, the east-southeast flank of it. Back out in this area. It would push out just like that. I kind of don't feel like it would be back here anymore. I feel like it would be more in front, right at the hail core. Now a PDS severe thunderstorm warning for observed 2.75 inch hail for Bethany, the Village, Piedmont,
A new
and
PDS
Edmond
severe
in
thunderstorm
Oklahoma. This
warning
includes
has been
the
issued.
west metro of Oklahoma City. This is a potentially life-threatening situation with baseball-sized hail falling, so please make sure you are indoors away from doors and windows, and preferably in your safe spot with how large of hail is falling. Very, very large hail there. Likely that is 2.75 inch hail falling directly in or barely east of Mustang in central Oklahoma. I'm really, really curious to see where the hook may form here. You can see a boundary has been released on the hook, or not on the hook, but on the main flank, southeast flank of our supercell here. I really don't feel like this is the area of interest anymore. There's still a little rotation there and a little hook left over. Just a littlest bit there. Littlest bit. There you go. English is difficult. Let's see if Reed's in Oklahoma City. If he's in Oklahoma City, he not gonna be having, well, it is Reed. He's probably having a blast if he's getting baseball-sized hail. Let's see where he is. He's right on the edge of it. So he's booking it south away
I
from the
can tell where he
baseballs.
is.
He don't want to break a windshield today. This is probably dropping very close to 2-inch hail now. I imagine this this east moving supercell, our main right mover, is likely dropping around 2-inch hail as well. I think it's a little bit less than our left split, which is going through, let's see, I got to get the town name again. Mustang, going through Mustang. I think it's less than that, but I still think it's around 2-inch hail likely occurring west of Wayne in central Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. Look at all the chasers.
Alright,
out
Connor
there.
Croft did go live. He's in between both
A
of
new
these
tornado
storms. I'm
warning
curious to
has
see
been
which one he's
issued.
going to go for. He's going for the one that just got extended for a tornado warning. So now a tornado warning into Wayne. White bead. I think I said white bread before. That's like white bead. Maysville and central Oklahoma. This is going to stay south of Purcell. It's moving even more east again.
Tornado warning for northwestern Garvin County in southern
Okay.
Oklahoma, south central McLean County in central Oklahoma, Garvin, and McLean County in Oklahoma.
So there you go. New tornado warning in place for this storm. This is one our chaser Connor Croft is going for. He's still very well south. I'd say he's still about 45 minutes away from this storm. So he likely won't see it until about an hour from now. He's still quite far from it. Yeah, not strong rotation or really any rotation on this storm. But they do believe if there is going to be a hook, it's going to form on the southeast flank of this storm as opposed to where the previous hook was, still to the northwest of Lindsay in Oklahoma. What is the hail tag for this? I doubt there is 0.75 inch hail. I would be shocked if this is only dropping 0.75 inch hail. I would be utterly shocked if this is dropping only 0.75 inch hail. It's likely much closer to 2-inch in diameter. Still a destructive
Yeah,
severe for
everything's
Bethany and
slowly
Oklahoma
falling
City,
off
the
up.
west side of Oklahoma City. At least make sure you are indoors, away from doors and windows, but it would not be a bad idea to get to your safe spot just in case. Looks like a hook is starting to appear here. If this does drop a tornado, it's going to be a very close call for Maysville, Oklahoma. The severe is for 1.5 inch hail, which also includes where the tornado warning is, where the hail core is. So, tornado warning is for 0.75 inch hail. Severe is for 1.5 inch hail. I still think both of those are underdoing the actual hail size of this storm. .25 inch
Yeah, you
hail
can see that
reported
thing's
in
forming a
Mustang.
hook.
Actually, 1.75 and 1.25. inch hail reported in Mustang. That main hail core is about to go right into Bethany. It's aimed right into Bethany, Oklahoma. So, Bethany, Oklahoma, preferably get to your safe spot. It is a destructive, severe, for 2.75 inch hail.
Storm Runner is
A
in,
very small severe
traffic
watch
right
was
now.
just issued out here for a few storms that have fired for the potential of 2-inch hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds out in southeast Arkansas, west central Mississippi, and northeastern Louisiana.
If you look on Storm Runner,
Very
you can
tiny.
see it.
Severe watch there. Still not much of a rotation here. Not much of a lower level response or much rotation with this storm. We're still very close to the radar. Well, actually, yeah, we're getting a little far, but we're still where this radar scan is going to be very accurate. I would not be shocked if rotation rapidly increases where this hook is trying to form in
Back up a
Maysville,
little bit.
Oklahoma.
Nathan Moore.
It would not surprise me one bit if rotation rapidly develops on this. Let me see. Yeah, there's a chaser that is on this road here, so if a tornado does develop, that chaser will be able to see it.
Copy that.
But there's not a lot of rotation right now, despite the good look the Supercell has, and a very classic look at that. A very, very classic look
Yeah, I think
for a
this
Supercell.
thing is possibly gonna drop.
Extremely classic.
Yo, remember the tornado yesterday?
I'll try to remember the meso analysis that's coming in here
Just a quick
in
update on yesterday.
about 8 minutes or so.
Tornado in St. Louis. Certain teams are, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Possible EF3.
Yeah.
That thing looks.
I'll keep an
Oh,
eye
yeah.
on it.
Don't forget about
For
the wedge
sure,
part.
definitely want to watch this storm. Only tornado warning active is on this cell. There's a small split happening here, but it's not nearly as major as the one we had earlier. Not even close. 1-inch hail report in the hail core of this storm. I imagine that hail is probably bigger at this point. They reported that right when the pixels got over them at quarter-sized hail. It's likely a bit bigger now. Hard to see if much of an upper level mesocyclone's there, but I'm sure it's got a mesocyclone with it, just probably not a very organized wall cloud.
Goodness.
Look at that. That is a crazy hook.
Velocity?
That is a crazy hook with not much rotation.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll keep watching it.
Yeah, I've got two other
Reed is
chasers
starting to get
on.
through the hail
I got-
core here, so he's right on the interstate. Right on the interstate going south, southeast.
I'd be surprised if this thing wants to drop twins.
All right, let's go check
Oh my
further
goodness,
south
this thing
again
could
towards the
possibly
Dallas
drop
area.
Twins, but I don't know.
Well, that's a very interesting storm structure. Almost looks like a completely weirdly placed hook echo right there. But no rotation being spotted on that from the radar. Still warned for 2.75-inch hail for Bethany. Make sure you're preferably in your safe spot there, Bethany, Oklahoma. Maybe some velocity is trying to come together here, just to the southwest of Maysville. I'm shocked we don't have strong rotation. I think that lower level wind shear is really helping us here. That lower level wind shear not being so strong. It's still sufficient, though. It is still very sufficient. It's actually increased again. Newest meso analysis has that at 206 now. I'm not too sure why this isn't rotating strong right now. There's really no reason for it to not be rotating quite strong right now. So I'm pretty shocked. I'm quite shocked this is not rotating strongly right now. Oh my goodness. An elevated thunderstorm only occurs when temperature and dew point spreads are around or greater than 20 degrees between both in Fahrenheit. The temperature is 86. The dew point is 77. That is 9. That is 9. This thing is not elevated.
I got 2 other chasers on.
If it was fully elevated, it wouldn't even be tornado warned. And even if it is elevated, elevated storms can still rotate. It's still very possible for them to rotate.
I've got 4 storm chasing. I got 3 different YouTube tabs open.
Let's see here. Okay. Still very weak rotation. I don't think it's enough to drop a tornado right now, but man, it's got to be getting close.
I don't see anything in Tulsa.
Definitely an upper level mesocyclone present. I am
What's going on over
shocked
in
this is
Tulsa?
not producing a strong area of rotation, y'all. You could see how classic it is, so I was definitely correct with it getting to tornadic status there, but I was wrong with it posing a strong tornado threat at the moment. I thought it would be a lot stronger rotation than what it is right now. Still very weak rotation there. Inverted, this is an elevated thunderstorm. Take notes, will you? Since you just call everything elevated, take notes. This is an elevated thunderstorm. If you go on observations, which you've never been on once your life because you just scream elevated for everything, the temperature is
Look at,
78, the dew
Storm
point is
Chaser's IRL
51.
screen,
That is an
video
elevated
camera right now.
thunderstorm. That is 27 degree in temperature dew point
Said he's
spread.
got- there's, like, something
That's
going on over
elevated.
there.
This is not. This is north of the warm front, which means it's north of the best environment for all hazards. This is on the warm front, or maybe even still south. So therefore, it's going to pose all hazards and likely all significant hazards.
Take a look at the
All right, I'm timing you out. I'm sick of you. Bye-bye.
Oh,
You're getting
Oh,
on my nerves.
someone just got timed out.
Let's go back down here to Texas. So we're going to keep watching this storm east of Morgan in Texas. I don't think it's rotating. It's still producing likely around 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, but I don't think it's really rotating to become tornadic. This might be a bit more of a large hail threat if it can get its act together. But it's moving northeast like this, so... Man, Dallas, you might be fully spared today. You might be completely spared today. These storms are already way too clustered. Literally this morning, models showed like literally the chance for 4 to 5-inch hail moving through the Dallas area. And now, I don't even know if you're going to get much more than heavy rain. This might be a complete big underperformance for Dallas, which is never a bad thing. It's never a bad thing, but just the way models were handling today, I thought we were going to get a very rough day in Dallas. I don't understand how the heck this is not... how the heck this is not rotating as a strong area of rotation. I just don't know. What does the SPC say in their watch for Dallas? Let me see. It's literally a double high probability watch for Dallas. 4-inch hail likely for the Dallas area on that severe thunderstorm watch. It is a double high for hail. And man, is it ever underperforming a lot. It's still a little rotation, but I am shocked how weak velocities are on that. If you sent me a screenshot of this and not velocity, I would be pretty surprised to not hear it's not on the ground. Because literally, this is classic. You've got a short outflow boundary. You've got a huge clear slot. You have a very pronounced hail core in the base of the supercell. And you obviously have your classic supercell structure. I don't know how this thing is not rotating. It checks every box. Oh, well, it may be starting to really rotate now.
You better want to look at the radar.
That's the strongest it's been in like 30 minutes. I mean, literally, look, that is the definition of a classic supercell right there. New tornado warning, probably an extension. Yep. And it's also, well, now it's starting to move more southeast. That might be one of the reasons why it's not rotating as much.
Tornado warning for northeastern Garvin County in southern Oklahoma, north central Murray County in southern Oklahoma, Garvin, and Murray County in Oklahoma.
That might be why it's not rapidly rotating.
Storm report from yesterday.
Most favorable direction for tornadoes is east and barely northeast moving supercells.
Don't you mean
the least favorable direction? I think is like west or southwest. At least here in the northern hemisphere. Let's go back over here. So, new tornado warning for the city of Pauls Valley in central, south central Oklahoma. Also, the PDS severe was dropped. It is still warned for 1.75-inch hail, but it has been dropped and is no longer a destructive severe. It was 2.75, now it's 1.75. So, still worth being indoors away from doors and windows. And again, wouldn't it be a bad idea to get to your safe spot just in case? Because that hail is still quite large. Like, dude, that is a very classic supercell. Wow. Let's see how long. Paul's Valley.
Yeah.
New tornado warning
Yeah.
is for over 12,500 people. It's for 11 schools and 1 hospital as well.
That's what Norman was like, not today,
Rotation
bro,
is
not
trying
today.
its hardest. Its absolute hardest to increase. It is trying extremely hard to increase in
So
rotation.
desperately.
Looks like we are getting a very small cell split still. So this up here is your cell split again.
And it wants to do it
With
right
this being
now.
your classic supercell right in here. Oops, let me do a different color. I guess we'll just do this color here.
Why?
That being your classic supercell. Just a little cell split, but nothing,
Really?
nothing like what we had before.
What's up with the storm?
My UI is gone,
Alright,
Wolf.
I'm gonna go get a chaser.
My-
body shop.
Yeah, my UI in the body shop just completely disappeared. Great, not. Well,
Let's see.
we
I'm
gotta find a
pretty
new
sure
server
Reed
because
should
that
be, like,
entire server's
under
full
this
now.
storm right now.
Okay.
Why? What? I don't care about the weather right now. I don't care about the weather right now. We have a
Yeah,
few
that's
days
definitely
off.
trying to drop.
We need to enjoy our time
Yeah,
off.
Reed's got a good visual of it.
Join me, Wolf.
Really trying to tighten up right in front of him.
Wait, today?
Yeah.
That velocity couplet is finally getting quite a bit more strong now.
NWS.
We're up to about almost 60 mile an hour rotation there. Yeah, if you go to Reed Timmer's
shut
live
up.
stream, which I'm not going to show because I haven't asked him at
We
all.
just got done.
The whole base is rotating. There's no very well defined area of like a funnel trying to drop or anything, but the entire
Huh?
base is rotating.
Uh-huh.
I don't see a very well defined area though of like a funnel trying to
Really?
come down or anything like that.
Wow. Jefferson, the London tornado sucked a few planes up
But
into
it's
the
definitely
air.
attempting to develop.
It also hit. It directly hit the airport. What do
So
you
this is
expect,
gonna go right
Jefferson?
over White
It directly
Bead.
hit the
That's how I'm gonna pronounce
It
it.
hit the
White
airport.
Bead in south central Oklahoma. It's going right over that area right now. In about
Oh my
about
God.
10 or so minutes from now,
Oh,
it's gonna go right
not the
through Pauls
T-34s.
Valley, Oklahoma.
Not the Warbird. No.
Connor Croft is maybe
That is
15 minutes away from
sad.
this storm. Yeah, now getting to almost strong rotation.
There were a few Warbirds that were
that is up to about
destroyed
80
by the
mile an hour
tornado.
rotation.
World War II or
That's still
Cold War
actually
trainers were
correction.
completely
That's
destroyed by
still,
the tornado.
A little bit
That
on
is
the weaker
sad.
side.
That's like one of my
110
most
mile an hour
favorite
rotation is
aircraft.
considered strong, so it's very close to strong.
Yeah.
It's about 30 away. by definition. Oh yeah, you can really see it. You can see the inflow cut. Yep, Brian just drew it out on Reed Timmer's stream there. It is rapidly rotating now. Wow. Very photogenic mesocyclone there too. Connor Croft is, like I said, about 15 minutes away
At this
from
point
it. So
in time,
if
at
this
this point in
decides to
time, I
include
don't
it
even care
anywhere
about the
and
weather.
tries to produce
Take a look at his
for a third
cams.
time attempting to produce.
At this
one would
point,
be
I don't
near
even
Falls
care about
Valley,
the
and
weather
Connor Croft
because of
would be able
last
to get a
night.
visual on it.
I nearly broke down crying because of what happened in London, Kentucky.
Yeah, so Connor is almost in
No,
Stratford.
70,000 feet.
So he's like right
of
there
debris
going
in the
west, and this is
air?
a highway, so he can go at
That
least
was a
55.
very, very violent
So he
tornado.
will be
I
right
even
in this
let
area
Ryan
in probably
know
about
in a
15
super
or
chat,
so minutes.
hey,
and
the
considering the
Morganfield
storm is gonna keep
tornado
moving,
had a debris ball
he's gonna
upwards
be
of
very close to an
70,000
intercept
feet.
spot in 15, maybe
But
20 minutes.
he didn't see it. But here's the
Reed
thing.
never changed,
It
calling
was
this
in
a major
It was in a
mesocyclone.
time when he wasn't talking and he was looking at chat.
I mean, it is
But a
a
lot of
pretty
people,
good
even one of the
mesocyclone.
moderators for the chat said, "Oh my god."
I think the one in that Lucky had the other day in North Carolina was a major mesocyclone.
Go to right. Go
That thing
to,
looked even
Radar
crazier than
Omega
what Reed
and
has right
look
now
at,
here in Oklahoma.
Storm Chaser IRL
Where are you, Wolf?
gas station.
I gotta get the
Gas
views,
station.
TRG. He's always been
Yeah,
like, though, over
there's something
exaggerating
trying to-
things. He's
to
always
drop.
been like that.
Wait until
But-
you see my license plate. It's so
I mean, I'm just,
funny.
I try to be a little bit more careful with saying stuff like that.
Wow, dang! I only have $3,000.
I spent all
Like
mine on
Reed
the
calling a
TTR,
little
the updated
tiny rope a wedge
TTR,
tornado before.
2017.
Look at my license plate. Autistic.
I've seen that one.
Not gonna lie, that's
It
actually
is
pretty clean.
really trying to drop on Reed's
Is
stream.
that the same year that you have?
It's probably getting ready to
Yeah.
try to drop a funnel at this point. It's getting very close to trying to drop a funnel. Because you can see it. You can see the funnel like, and I mean funnel is in not like a tornado funnel, but the different type of funnel, the shaped funnel. You can see that on both edges, the left edge and the right edge of the wall cloud, which is trying to drop a funnel. All right, Reed has a tornado on the ground now. Tornado is on the ground according to
Alrighty.
Reed, and he's got a tornado right in
back.
front of him, lofting debris. So this is a tornado on the ground now, according to Reed Timmer. If you go to Reed Timmer's feed right now on YouTube, he's got a vortice right now
on the
that is
ground?
lofting debris up into the atmosphere, and a whole lot of dirt being lofted into the atmosphere. So this is now a tornado
literally
on
have
the
a
ground
stream
here,
open.
northwest of Pauls Valley in Oklahoma. Looks pretty weak. Definitely not fully.
It's
Definitely
right
not
there.
fully consolidated. It's just that big upper base. He's in it.
He is?
Right in front of us! Yep.
He's literally in it.
5 millibar pressure drop! Right in front of us!
Got it.
Wow. It's just astounding how it's always on this, and astounding.
I got
That's
you.
what it is. Astounding.
That's it. Yeah!
Take a look, take a look,
This is
take a look.
astounding.
I'm watching.
Right now! Big Western's
Wow.
coming! Woo! Make the break!
It's very weak at the moment. Very weak at the moment.
Hold on, 360 away! Hold it!
He's dominating. Dominator's dominating.
This tornado warning has been upgraded.
Watch out for that! Watch out! Beat up! Beat up!
Had a
Beat up!
360 camera.
Got it!
There's a truck on the road.
They're jumping at us. 0.8!
There you go. There's your rotation.
Big
up to almost 90-mile-an-hour rotation there, so that's very close to strong rotation. And he just said, big time tornado on the ground. Ooh, now you can see the funnel. And now it's trying to fully consolidate. Now it's really trying to fully consolidate there.
I honestly won't want to get the photos done.
So tornado on the ground here, heading towards Pauls Valley, Oklahoma.
Right now! Look back there!
Good job,
It's very close to fully consolidating. If it does fully consolidate, this will try its best to become a strong tornado.
Alright, I'm gonna get some photos done.
It's almost fully consolidated. It's a huge funnel with a debris cloud, which means it is a tornado on the ground.
Go, go, go! There it is.
Yep. Oh, buddy.
Big time tornado up there.
So there is
How about
indeed
good on this
a
for a
tornado
little
on the
bit?
ground here.
How much?
Discord did the Discord.
This is
I think it's going to stay.
keep going. Big time cold up there.
Whose build do you
This thing
think
is
is better?
moving
Mine
a
or yours?
lot. Like it's moved a lot of different directions. It looks
I
like it
honestly
might stay
think mine
north of
is a lot
Pauls
better.
Valley now.
Can't do that road.
It looks like it may stay north of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma.
You're on this for 2 miles. Okay.
Yeah, Wolf, your alignment is all messed up.
So just make sure you're in your safe spot. Pauls Valley tornado on the ground. We saw it from
Well,
Reed Timmer's
well,
feed.
We're good.
You gotta tune the offset. It's
It is still on the
too
ground,
far in.
still trying to
the-
consolidate.
There it is. Northwest.
It may have fully
No, my car's
consolidated.
actually
It's hard to
slammed
see.
to the ground, that's why.
There it is.
It's rain wrapped, so it's hard to see if it's fully consolidated there.
Wow.
But it's very close to fully consolidating. It's just a bit difficult to tell towards
New
the bottom of it.
information. This tornado
due to
warning
rain
has been
wrapped.
upgraded.
We got some curves coming up. Kirby.
I think that was Reed.
Look for an FPV drone up there.
Alright, now an observed tornado warning.
We have the official word from the NWS from Norm. We got official
Alright, this
observed
storm west
tornado
of Fort
warning.
Worth indeed did intensify up to 1.75 inch
Reed
hail.
just did it.
Now one there, so make sure you are indoors, away from doors and windows.
I already
Jasper,
had
Bridgeport,
my
Texas.
my thing up on my stream. I was just waiting for the official word from the National Weather Service.
Make sure you're away from doors and windows, but it wouldn't
Yeah, I'm
hurt to be
gonna
in
go
your
to
safe
the,
spot. You don't have to be in your safe spot. It's not
just,
tornado warned or anything
follow
like
me.
that.
Meet me at the
It just wouldn't. It wouldn't be a
body
bad
shop.
idea to be in your safe spot with that large of
whatever
hail.
it's called.
1.2. That's what we gotta do.
Smallest little area of a debris signature there. Very small area of a debris signature.
I gotta
I wouldn't call it debris if I didn't know Reed has it on the ground, so
Let's get around these people.
that is a very small CC.
There's a tornado on the ground, Pauls Valley. Get into your safe place.
If we didn't have confirmation from the National Weather Service and Reed Timmer, I wouldn't call that a CC, but we're going to call that a CC drop due to it literally being on the ground. According to Reed Timmer, and we've seen it on the ground.
Yeah, we just gotta get north.
yeah, Truck Planet. I'm at Truck Planet. I gotta pick up the paint, or I gotta darken my
Tell me your
paint job.
offset. Tell me your offsets.
So, my offset right now is 50% offset.
We're gonna turn hard left in half mile here. Okay.
Let's see here.
It's there. In the rain. Yep. See where it is? 0.4. See where all those guys are parked right there? That's the road we're gonna go on. So get ready to turn left to 0.3 here. Here, 0.2.
All right, so oh, look at that.
Big left. See where that car?
Very
That's
tight
where we're going,
couplet.
left turn.
Very tight, very gate to gate.
Here it is.
I don't think this will last very long with how small those pixels are. Typically, these don't last very long when they're small pixels like this.
This is gonna take us due north.
So we'll see.
Perfect. Okay,
Trying to see if
go
Reed has
straight
anything
into it.
though. It's all so much rain wrapped. So much rain. Everyone knows Reed Timmer, man. Everyone knows Reed Timmer. They're all. I just saw a bunch of people start waving to him. Everyone knows him.
Yeah, that's where it is! You're good!
Dude.
Watch these people on the right.
Yeah, this is likely very close to lifting.
Oh, police officer.
It is extremely close to lifting.
If he wants to go in it or not, too. I think if he wanted us, he'd be closer.
So this will likely lift very shortly, and it will probably attempt to produce another tornado closer to Stratford, likely a little bit more northeast of Pauls Valley. Right now it is likely still on the ground, but probably very weak. Probably very weak.
There we go. We might have to go up through Paoli or that road back there would have got us. We might have to turn around for that road. Oh, we got debris there!
Just insane how classic this storm looked. Now it looks like it's not as classic. It's probably starting to occlude there. The hook's probably beginning to occlude.
It's up in the rain, I think.
As well as the tornado.
Horizontal funnel right above us! Right above us!
Yeah, no longer CC there, so likely the tornado is about to lift.
I think we could go east in a mile if we need to do it. Maybe not.
May have already
Probably
lifted.
the old one, wasn't it? Yeah, but it was like, it was a cranking up there, yeah. Wasn't little either, it was wide. That east option? Yep.
I wonder if that's a new mesocyclone that Reed has forming. Reed might have a new area rotation starting to form right in front of him.
Westerlies, big westerlies!
Might be a new area trying to develop right in front of Reed.
It was like completely horizontal, just cranking up there. Ready at point crazy. Yeah, turn right, point 2 here, to here, to here, right here. Yep. Right over these tracks. This is it. Point 2.
Yeah,
500 feet. Here we go.
I don't think it's on the ground anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see. This might be trying to redevelop nearly instantly.
It's trying right here, isn't it? We have to go left though, because the road that goes straight dead ends. So we have to go left for a little bit, and it has to go north again, and then we'll go back. That's what we're doing. Okay. That sounds good. Up there in Paola? Yep. Okay. Now we're good. Wow. Nothing over here yet.
We'll keep
Boy, we got right inside that
keeping an
one.
eye on this storm again.
Like
confirmed
directly
tornado.
inside of that one. I wonder if we'll
Just
blow it.
barely north of
Well,
Pauls Valley,
Will is,
Oklahoma.
just south of
I
us. We
don't
know he's on
think
the
it's
storm.
on
We
the
were
ground
trying to link
anymore.
up with him to get an FPV drone and parachute probes into the tornado. Will said 15 minutes ago that he was directly under it. I bet he lost
But it was
that.
definitely on the ground
Went right over.
a couple of minutes ago.
Mile and a half. Intersect. We were inside that tornado. Recorded a
Well,
pressure fall.
3 chasers
Wind speed
1 minute ago
stop
just said
zone.
tornadoes on the ground. But I have a feeling that was from, like I said, just a few minutes ago.
1.4. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yes! They've been so far away so much this year.
So there you go. This storm probably won't stop trying to produce a tornado anytime soon. This will likely be a
This thing is still
long-lived
going,
supercell
guys, and
for the next
it
few
looks like it might be
hours.
working on
At
something,
minimum,
but
the next 2
this
hours
is the
at
storm
the
right
least.
here is where the hook is, right there, and these storms recycle. So if it lifted,
The HRRR is
we're
wrong.
back on it.
The
This thing,
HRRR has it getting
can't-
north
may
of
be
the warm
producing for a
front,
while,
east
and
of
it's going 30
Oklahoma
miles an
City,
hour, so these guys can
in about an
keep up
hour and a
with it.
half.
And of course,
Well, we'll see if this
We reported
somehow
it.
starts to take a northern turn like this.
Right here? No, 0.5.
Then we'll know it's going to die out shortly. But this is still moving east-southeast, so it
I
should
can't believe we
continue to
drove
try
straight here from
to
Indiana and right on the highway
produce a
intercepted
tornado over the next at least hour or
That
two.
timing was perfect. Just like that. Loco Day.
Man, a lot of people saw this tornado.
0.3.
Like I said, it's Oklahoma in a discrete storm. Everyone and their mothers on it.
Real sad.
0.1, this is your road. Did he launch?
No. I mean, he didn't tell. I don't know.
Let's see here.
I'll ask. Is he okay? I'll find out. I'll message him.
I think he's good.
I hope he's good.
This, yeah, it was a small rope.
Will was on it.
It was attempting to get bigger, but I didn't ever see it get fully consolidated on the ground.
Is that his rental?
It was attempting to get towards a
Looks
stovepipe.
like
He might be behind us.
If it did fully consolidate, it was a stovepipe.
Oh, you got a second.
It honestly looks like it's
Just a smaller stovepipe, not a very large one.
We're on this for 4.8. Where you at, bro?
So there might have been a point where it got to a,
Oh, you're right. That is you
stovepipe.
right behind him? That's him. Okay, awesome. Sweet. Did you get a chance to launch or were you in a position? You might be driving. Yeah, he said he was driving. He's like, he couldn't do it. It's cool. We're going to get up here when we get to a stopping point. You can just hop in.
Yeah, rotation's fully dissipated.
man.
This is likely
Peace.
fully lifted now. I don't think there's any chance this is on the
We're on
ground.
this for 4.3.
But it's likely
That
going to
was Will
attempt to
right
produce
behind
another
us. He said
tornado.
He was right under it as well.
As it
Could
goes
see it,
towards
but was
Stratford.
driving
It's-
and we couldn't figure
this
out
thing
how
is
to
moved
launch the sensor and drone
all types of
while
direction.
we're
It is
driving.
moved northeast, dead northeast, then east, then dead southeast, and now it looks like it's trying to move east again.
When do you think we should do it down at
I think that is a new tornado warning.
Clear air?
Yep,
Yeah,
new radar
we're gonna
indicated tornado
be on
warning.
this
Still
for 4
confirmed
miles,
for
and
2
we'll
more
drop
minutes
down
though,
for
and then we'll switch on
1
over.
mile and then to be
Come on.
better in line with it.
Where's the beat?
Perfect occlusion.
There you go.
Tornado warning for
Pretty
northeastern
obvious.
Garvin
Yeah,
County in southern
can see that clear
Oklahoma,
side, it wraps all the
northwestern
way around.
Pontotoc County in east central
Whoa.
Oklahoma, southeastern
'cause it looked a
McLean
little,
County
like,
in
high
central
base at first,
Oklahoma,
and then
Garvin,
it just
McLean, and Pontotoc
down
County
so
in
fast.
Oklahoma.
If you want to know how fast storms
Missed that
die out
warning
once they get
extended to
well
Stratford
north
now.
of the warm front, here's a good
Right where those
example in
whiskers were
Oklahoma.
located. Yep.
Look how rapidly this destructive severe died out right after exiting Bethany in Oklahoma.
That was good.
It rapidly died out. It
old-fashioned
did drop
intercept.
2.25 inch hail on the southeast side of Bethany in central Oklahoma. But once it got well north of the warm front, it fully died out. Once it hit that significantly less instability. There was still like 3,000, 2,000, 3,000 cape over Norman or not Norman, over like Bethany. There was still like 2,000 or so cape. But once you got north of Bethany, that dropped to about 200 or less. So you went from about 2 to 3K in and south of Bethany to right about 200 north of Bethany, north of that warm front.
We'll have like tank communications.
Want to go back down to Texas whilst
I think I
that
was hitting the headquarters. Sure did. That
next
wasn't
scan
far
comes
off.
through. Dallas, I mean, like I said, other than just some heavy rain, I think you guys are going to be fully clear. There may be another chance
get it on
for storms
35.
behind us. I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be another chance for
No,
storms
no,
behind
definitely
us,
not.
at least in Texas. Now in Oklahoma, there is the chance for redevelopment, or rather more development of thunderstorms along the dry line in
here
western
now, or-
Oklahoma. Tonight, likely around or just after 8 p.m. Eastern, but those will most likely
You just said wherever
not
we
go
feel
near
like
the
is
Dallas
fine.
area. Very weak, very broad rotation here in central Oklahoma, going into south central Oklahoma now.
Wonder if it'll be a one and done.
No longer an observed warning. We're down to radar indicator. Let's go over to Connor Crop, our storm chaser. Connor Crop, third link in the description if you want to go watch this feed. He is currently right in between Paul's Valley and Stratford, looking at the Hook Echo. That is your large mesocyclone there, with very rapid inflow.
After 2 miles towards Stratford.
Really obvious inflow there on the right side of your screen. So this is still attempting to develop a tornado.
I looked at one point in time and there was
So that is
literally
why
leaks
they've
and
continued
both
this
windows
radar
were down.
indicated
It was
tornado
leak
warning. I
debris.
think it
No
will
leak
have
from both
a really
windows.
good chance to produce once it gets towards Stratford.
It was a lot stronger
in
back there,
South
right?
Central
Yeah, it was,
Oklahoma.
and then it got a little bit weaker as it got to the road. Did it
I think
whip
it'll
up
have a
any
much
trees out there?
better
I didn't see any
opportunity
trees. I
to
saw some
produce in
bigger
South
branches
Central
start to break, but
Oklahoma
nothing
towards
no trees.
Stratford. Just not destructive, my bad. Considerable severe now for wind in Bridgeport. So they dropped the hail threat to 1.5 inch in diameter, but the wind threat has gone to 70 miles per hour in Bridgeport in central Texas. So make sure you're at least away from doors and windows there, preferably if you want to go to your safe spot, especially if you think it's starting to get bad. I would recommend going to your safe spot.
Got a half mile.
A weak rotation moving into western Mississippi on a supercell currently to the south of Lake Providence, Louisiana. So this is on the Louisiana-Mississippi border, where there's weak rotation now being detected by the Jackson, Mississippi radar site. I don't think that's going to do anything, but it is indeed a supercell just barely south of Lake Providence, Louisiana, moving towards Redwood, Mississippi. That wall cloud that Connor is now turning away from, that was and still is our tornado warm storm here, going towards Stratford.
Yep. Here it is.
In south central Oklahoma. A new severe thunderstorm warning here in southeast Oklahoma for Canny. For 1 to 60 mile an hour winds. That's the one that Connor Cruff was on, but he eventually just gave up on it because it just looked too weak. Now it's starting to re-intensify, but it's still nowhere even remotely close to as intense as what this supercell is up here, going into the Stratford area in central Oklahoma.
Recycling.
We have really no good guess of when this is going to die out. No good model runs. No good model runs at all for this storm. None of them have portrayed it well at all.
You jumped in right at the right time. In the window.
Why? When you said that, I was not about to wait.
Yeah, I saw
Connor Croft says it's a classic look of a one-hit wonder, meaning it drops one tornado and then dies out.
Oh man.
I'm not too sure about that, honestly. This storm still looks extremely capable of producing a tornado to me. I don't see anything environment-wise limiting it. So there's no reason for this not to continue for at least the next hour or two, at least till 8 p.m. Eastern.
Right, give me right in the center of this.
No reason for this to not just keep on going.
There you can see the new wall cloud in front of us. Looks convective. What happens?
Alright, let's see. Our environment will get a little bit less favorable, especially wind shear wise. It will get considerably less favorable as this storm goes. Let's see, what county is that?
Stop here. Switch it out.
I believe that's Colgate. Isn't that like a freaking toothpaste? Right? Isn't that a toothpaste? But as it goes into around Colgate, that's when your environment gets a lot less favorable. So from Stratford all the way to Colgate, this is still going to be a supercell attempting to produce all hazards.
I'm also going to finish my pee from earlier.
It's rotating in there, so.
Oklahoma over here with a toothpaste name.
That's our road.
Spelled
right there.
differently, I believe. Or is it? I'm gonna look it up.
There he is!
Just hold it.
See if it's spelled the same.
Oh, we got that
Nope.
plan.
There's no A in the
The whole
toothpaste.
family?
For
You're good, bro.
it's not Cole as in like,
That's hilarious.
you know, what you get in your stocking
Oh yeah.
if you're not good.
Need
for
anything
Christmas.
Yeah,
It's
throw
spelled
that bag in the back seat.
C-O-L, not C-O-A-L for the toothpaste.
Yeah, bring it to me.
Yeah, just toss it down there.
So it's more like,
A little closer than we wanted.
yeah, it's still Colgate. It's
Closer,
still
yeah,
pronounced the
closer,
exact
Paul.
same way.
Timing.
There's just no
Hey,
A
thank
in the
you.
Cole part.
Dropping the kids off at school.
Man, Dallas, you have really escaped a big risk today. It was a very favorable environment for extremely large hail over the Dallas area. A very favorable environment.
So you got inside that too?
We were, yeah.
I mean, you see the lapse rates.
Just because we gotta return our paperwork.
Well, now it's actually significantly less favorable now.
Eric was like quite violent.
So mid-level lapse rates were at 8 when these storms first fired.
Not that I see.
Lower level lapse rates were at like 9.5. So actually, these storms have moved into a significantly less favorable environment for large hail.
That's not where we had road. Yeah, they'll be down here, due south of us.
Now these have moved into a significantly less favorable
Should be like
environment.
2 or 3 o'clock, right?
This is still in a good environment for damaging winds as well as isolated very large hail near 2 inch in diameter.
There is some velocity back there.
If it can strengthen a little bit more. Tornado-wise, it is not in that good of an environment.
Tornado warning for southwestern
There
Atoka
you go.
County in southeastern Oklahoma, Atoka County in Oklahoma.
I was wondering if they were going to do that. It was very difficult to tell if this storm was rotating. It just looks like contamination to me.
Yeah, I can tell.
They have gone ahead and tornado warned the storm that Connor left.
I got a lot of work to do, but
Connor's up here in Stratford now.
back here.
So new tornado warning for Canny, Oklahoma. Make sure you are in your
Drive the
safe
phone off real
spot.
fast.
Stratford's not for
let me
another
see.
11 miles. We have a lake that's kind of messing up stuff here, but keep going. Alright. Oh, yeah. I think this might be out. I had 2 in my
Alright.
water thing, maybe. Oh, no.
I want to go to...
It's okay. Yeah,
Trying to
see,
figure
see.
out where to go here. I guess I'll look at mesoanalysis.
Nope. I'll look
That's the
though.
one cloud due south of us.
This storm... Oh, that's what I was going to do. The Durant, Oklahoma radar site. Yeah. That's what I was trying to do.
Is this the south option?
I
It
just
is the
remembered
south
it.
option, yeah.
I was like, what was I trying to do? I
Go right
forgot.
down there. Turn right here. It is one.
Let's see.
Yep. A little more.
I know this site's hard to find.
Big hail coming.
New antenna.
Watch out for the hail!
I have that.
Let's see. This
Yeah,
might
there's
be
4
it.
miles on this.
Aha,
Big
I got it.
hailstones coming.
Yeah, there are. Are we still transmitting?
Yeah, it has velocity on the radar app, but
Seen a
I don't
couple
have
of
that.
golf balls out here.
It doesn't look extremely tornadic with just reflectivity. Nothing like our classic supercell in Stratford.
Well, Tom, it's
But
just
that
a little
storm
wispy right now.
still is capable of producing a tornado. The environment, though, is just so much
Oh,
less
that's a huge
favorable.
hailstone. Gonna be getting
Like,
big
it is
storms.
significantly less favorable
Oh,
for a tornado threat there in the Canny area. The environment is just so much less favorable. I think I saw it, but it kind of just left. It just really left.
Next east option is 3.3 miles. That's what I got a T-net for. Beautiful.
What happened here?
I'm gonna put this
yesterday.
I'm gonna put this in one of the group chats I have for weather, so that way when we need it again, because we may need it as soon as tomorrow or Monday. Okay.
There's a tornado warning down in Caney, north of Caddo. Well,
Alright, still weak rotation on our tornado warning here in Stratford, in central Oklahoma.
just south of
It's still going to attempt to ramp back up. We'll see how it goes. But the more east it moves, the less favorable the environment gets, especially as it goes into this county over here. This is where your environment is substantially less favorable.
Yeah.
Do you see anything on your side?
I don't see anything right now. Let me look out. Get up, look straight up.
I mean, yeah, this week's going to continue to be active for severe weather all the way through Wednesday.
Yeah, I think there's like a little tiny cut above us, but it looks super
After
windy and
Wednesday, I don't think we're going to see much.
disoriented.
Thursday is very minimal. Friday might be a low-end severe threat. Saturday looks minimal.
That's it right there.
And then all of next week looks like nothing. Looks like a very inactive late May.
Got a mile and a half.
Might be trying to cycle.
But still could have some small mesoscale features that end up increasing our tornado threat in late May. It's still definitely possible, but no widespread significant severe threats like, for instance, yesterday or Monday. Doesn't look like anything that big.
Hit right here.
I just heard it hit the car. Here's my hand.
Hit right here.
Storm's starting to look better on radar.
This tornado in Caney, or not tornado, my bad. Tornado warned storm. This tornado warned storm in Caney, Oklahoma. It doesn't look impressive on radar, either from this main radar from Oklahoma City looking at it, or from the Durant,
Jumping in really
Oklahoma
fast
radar
here
site.
while they're getting their signal back.
Neither of them
and
look
they'll come back real fast.
impressive, so
All right, so we still have this thing.
still,
tornado
it
warning
is
still, and
possible it
looks like
produces
it's
a
new hook
very
might be
weak,
reaching out
brief
right here.
tornado, but I'm not very concerned
Yeah.
about it.
So let's see. Here we go.
No, I think it. Once we turn, I think it might be
Just
there.
make
That's
sure
what
you
see.
are in your safe spot, though, because it is a tornado.
Got 0.2 at the stop sign.
Let me go back up here. Yeah, so we'll keep watching this tornado warning here in central Oklahoma.
Yeah. New wall cloud here.
We'll see if maybe Connor was right. Maybe this was just a one and done.
I just
one and
have to
done,
catch that new
supercell.
wall cloud again.
I wouldn't say we're cooked on Monday,
Turn the cycle.
but I would say Monday
just
is
whisper
definitely
there with the
moderate
vertical
risk caliber. Very easily moderate risk caliber for Monday. Tomorrow, I think, is too conditional.
It's not as organized
We
as it
could
was.
possibly, if other
Welcome
models,
back, Will.
unlike the
Yeah, I can see
HRRR
your
or
face back there.
more model
Glad to be
runs,
here.
like the HRRR is what I should say, start to initiate
Will's
on the
back,
dry line in
everybody.
Oklahoma,
I think we got some
we
good
could see the
surface
10 sig
data
tour
inside
stretched
that
into
tornado.
central
Yeah, 5 millibar
Oklahoma.
pressure drop.
Really?
We're right underneath it.
We also have the
Inside it
chance for some
directly.
big time hailers in the Dallas area tomorrow too.
Yeah, I was right under it when it was coming through town there, and then I.
But
couldn't
that didn't
get
go too well today,
up
so
there
we'll
to
see if
get
it
people.
happens
got around
tomorrow.
May have used the ditch,
You
but I got
guys
there.
are pretty close.
There's a lot of uncertainty
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow
I'm
on
telling you,
where
like, whenever
storms
that thing
will
was- you
fire
guys were just getting up there,
outside of
I was following
Kansas.
your location.
If I show you tomorrow's
and it was
risk,
moving right above us, but there's a little nipple funnel
Yeah.
There's a lot of uncertainty in this area here on how many storms will fire and if storms will fire.
For receiving sensor data.
So if confidence increases, we could see that enhanced risk for tornadoes dragged southward, and maybe even a enhanced risk as far south as Dallas, or large hail going into Texas. But personally, I can't speak today. Personally, I don't see the enhanced risk being pushed any more south because it's too conditional.
I looked back here when you said that. I don't see any.
I think I probably brought it in my bag inside.
I think it's too conditional for an enhanced risk in central Oklahoma for tornadoes, and too conditional for a significant hail risk for an enhanced risk there in the Dallas
We got
area.
the new FPV drone with 4 new sensors for this chase.
You brought 40?
40.
I don't know how Tuesday's looking, just to be straightforward with you. It is very iffy in my opinion.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Most models initiate very far west of the enhanced risk on Tuesday, so I don't really know. I know strong tornadoes will be possible, I know 70-mile-an-hour winds will be possible, and I know large hail up to 2 inch in diameter will be possible. Any greater hazards than that, or exactly where, is very uncertain in my opinion.
Threw together. Hang on, I'll show you guys real quick while we're chasing here. A deployment rig for the bottom of the drone.
We'll just have to see as we get closer. It's also going to depend on how Monday plays out too, on what happens on Tuesday.
Coming right back. Their data looks fine, so maybe not fine. Maybe a little borderline. It's coming back. Well, what's my little Superman curl right there? I'm out of focus. I'm burned. You're here for
Man.
tornadoes and to hear this, but anyway.
The
All right, he's
NAM
coming
is
back.
insane
Boom.
for Monday.
Fly it in like that.
Yeah, back here. Yeah.
Didn't look crazy though.
For
Doesn't seem to be
tomorrow,
cycling quite as fast.
No. Just like that.
Find an opening up here and stop.
I don't know. That's tricky.
It works good. Brian's got some footage of it. Maybe he'll show some time of like.
I would probably go for like. I think I would go for the conditional threat in OKC. I think I would go for that. I think I would go for Oklahoma City for the conditional threat of all hazards. If that looks extremely unlikely, then I would go for just west of Wichita Falls. But man, the NAM has no severe weather tomorrow. In pretty much everywhere except for Nebraska and extreme northern Kansas. It has no severe weather in central, southern Kansas, and anywhere in Oklahoma. And then it does have a few storms in central Texas, but nothing crazy at all. Monday, ooh, that's more tricky. That's tricky. There's still uncertainty on where storms will fire on Monday exactly. But I would probably go with, like, maybe Tulsa. There's 2 target areas. I would either go Tulsa. It just depends on how model runs change. I would either go to Wichita, Kansas, or I would go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. It just depends on which way convective trends go. Yeah, I don't think they're going to continue that warning past 26 minutes. If not, they may even cancel that. Out there for Canny, Oklahoma, it fell apart faster than it did before. Yep, depends on the timing of the trough. That's what it depends on. I would bet more on going into Tulsa. I would bet going more into Tulsa. Let's see. Does an AM3K have 500 millibar? Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah, you could see a band of jet trim on the NAM 3K over Tulsa, but it just doesn't initiate. Yeah, that would be tough. I would definitely go for Tulsa though, because that has a much higher chance of discrete storm mode. We'll wait to see if this storm ramps up. I'm looking at tomorrow's event now. Yeah, the RAP model has a easy target. Not even close. Tulsa, Oklahoma by a millennium. Not even close. For Monday. Okay. Yeah, and tomorrow, like I said, it's more conditional on the dry line, but I would probably still go for Central Oklahoma. I don't honestly. There is that conditional threat in OKC, but Western Nebraska looks a lot better. Western Nebraska looks a whole lot better. Oh, never mind. Pretty much zero moisture. Never mind. High 40s, low 50 dew points. I'm skipping. Never mind. I would go for OKC tomorrow. Ben, the first hurricane probably ain't gonna form for multiple more months, buddy. Probably not till like July or August. Those are really, you have those 3 main months: August, the end of July, all of August, all of September, and then into the beginning of October. Overall, for about a full like 90 days, where you have the absolute highest chance for hurricanes. Let's see. Waters are cold. I wouldn't exactly say 85 degrees Fahrenheit is cold. I mean, I know you live in Texas, but 85 degrees Fahrenheit is not really that cold, to be honest with you. At least in my opinion. I wouldn't call 85 degrees cold. Maybe I'm just a bit more of a wimp with temperatures. I definitely am. Poor Connor Croft, man. He's been behind like 3 different people who are just instantly brake and stop in the middle of the road. Like, come on. I'm yet to do that for any of my chases. I've never stopped in the middle of the road ever. I've never parked on the shoulder. I've never parked in like a little bit on the grass. I've never stopped in the middle of the road when chasing. All right, so this may be attempting to try again here, just to the southwest of Stratford. Might be attempting to get that cup a little bit tighter. This is corruption over Stratford. Don't worry about that. This is what we're paying attention to. This little area of red and gray right here near the hook is what we're paying attention to for an area of interest for a tornado to try to drop. But like I mentioned before, the more east this moves, the less favorable the environment gets. Sorry, I was reading something. I apologize. No, I don't think it has a strong tornado threat anymore. It's moving outside of its best environment. Yeah. I don't believe it has a chance for a strong tornado anymore. So we'll keep watching that area of weak rotation right now. Going just barely to the south of Stratford. Yeah, someone just said there's rapid rotation on that storm, so it's probably going to attempt again. So keep an eye on that. If you are in Stratford, Oklahoma, make sure you're in your safe spot. This is going to attempt to drop a tornado here pretty soon. So please be in your safe spot. Listening to a chaser. Yeah, so this has the chance to drop a tornado very, very shortly here. New supercells firing in Texas. Yeah, if you're thinking tornado threat with them, yeah, that's going to be nearly impossible. Now that atmosphere is being capped out. They are in a pretty good spot, though. I gotta admit, they have fired in not a horrible spot. Let me see which ones. Yeah, we'll see. They could die out at any given second. I'm a little 50-50 on them. All right, let's go back to our supercell. Doesn't look very strong on radar. Still trying to rotate, but it's pretty weak. Memphis is fine today. Yeah, chasers are saying this this might be about to produce here, so this is trying its best to drop a tornado again. So rapid rotation with this cell. We're going to continue to monitor it closely. Make sure you are in your safe spot in Stratford, in Oklahoma. A little bit downstream, this is going to go towards Center and then Ada, Oklahoma. Also, another thing that could keep this from really producing a tornado is the fact that the base of the supercell is so large. It's not a classic supercell anymore. Like, this is the main portion of the supercell now, but it's actually still huge. So just the fact that it's really, really large might help it struggle. It's not a very confined, very well represented supercell like what it was before. You could see before when it produced a tornado, it was an extremely well defined, confined supercell. And now it's still really good towards Stratford, and then it gets a lot more sloppier here and a lot larger more east. Very like a very elongated supercell. Now we have two chasers saying different things. Actually, I think two chasers said that it was rapidly rotating, and now Connor Croft says it doesn't look organized. I'm gonna go with Connor. I'm gonna go with Connor. Let's see. Jeez. I don't normally say stuff like this on stream, but this is stupid, so I have to address it. Someone on TikTok who is a weather enthusiast You know, he was saying how we should have PDS warnings and tornado emergencies on time, right? I get it's frustrating that sometimes the National Weather Service isn't that fast. One of the reasons we didn't get a tornado emergency yesterday is the area that it hit in Kentucky. That National Weather Service has not had an EF2 tornado in 13 years. I believe 13 years, since 2012 was their last strong tornado. So they don't have upper management to issue a tornado emergency because it's never been needed before. So this dude, very frustrated that we don't have PDS warnings and tornado emergencies were issued for that storm. We did eventually get a PDS. Thank goodness they kept that PDS for an hour. So thankfully we at least got that. But then he went on to say something very stupid. Get rid of the National Weather Service. Millions of people would die if we did that. Straight up. If we got rid of the National Weather Service, all the weather enthusiasts on YouTube couldn't cover weather. Me included. Twitter, no weather coverage. TikTok, nothing weather-wise. Radar Mega, GR2, College Dew Page, Pivotal Weather, Weather Bell, all these sites gone. Everything is dependent
that is not
on
me.
the National Weather Service. If we get rid of the National Weather Service, that is everything. Maybe you could have some weather information from like AccuWeather or private weather companies in Arizona.
I tell the truth.
But the National Weather Service still feeds their information. Surface observations, weather balloons, radar data, public information for model runs, public model runs. All that stuff is the NWS.
I've never had Twitter.
So he also went on to say, I know they're being like funded, which is probably, you know, at least some reason, but definitely not the full reason, but a little bit of the reason on why those warnings may have been a bit delayed from the storm in eastern Kentucky yesterday. It was definitely a little bit of the funding, the lack of funding and lack of staffing, but we need the NWS. So that's very stupid to say straight up. I'll quote him. Let me see if I could say it here. Stuff like this happens and I'm like, get rid of them. That is what he said. What are you doing is also what he said too. We cannot afford to get rid of the National Weather Service. We cannot afford it. And this has probably near 1 million views on TikTok. So, I mean, like, really. I imagine this probably has about 1 million views. Let's see. He has over 100,000 followers on TikTok. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, 738,000 views for this popular weather content creator to say, get rid of the National Weather Service. Like, again, yesterday, it was a combination of bad, and worse. Radar dead zone, short-staffed, not a lot of funding. And another big thing is no upper management due to the fact they haven't seen a strong tornado in 13 years. 13 years they haven't seen an EF2 tornado. And this was likely well exceeding EF2 intensity. So it was multiple reasons. It wasn't like it was just the funding or just the radar hole or just the upper management. It was multiple reasons. But again, I don't normally discuss this stuff because it can get out of hand and Twitter can get a hold of it and blow it out of proportion. But just straightforward, we need the NWS. That was my rant. There you go. It's just stupid to say something like that. It is irresponsible and stupid. Especially when you as a content creator have over 100,000 followers, over 100,000 people depending on you, and you say, get rid of the NWS. If he didn't mean it, why did he say it? I mean, like, really?
Even in my area, we've had violent tornadoes. There was one in 2010 that got rated as an EF4.
Without the NWS,
175.
our forecasting would be
And I survived
horrific.
it.
Horrible. That would be absolutely horrible. Actually, like, see that at the top left corner there? That's the SPC. That site wouldn't exist. See that level 3 out of 5? That wouldn't exist. We wouldn't have any levels. There wouldn't be an SPC. There wouldn't be a National Hurricane Center if we got rid of NOAA. He was specifically saying NWS, but do you know how many offices there are? I know there's like 150. I don't know exactly. Let's see. Okay, 122. Plenty. 122 National Weather Service offices. And that would be getting rid of all of them. If you get rid of the NWS, you get rid of all the NWS. All of it. And like I said, then guess what? All 122 of those National Weather Service offices, they all contribute to maintaining radar softwares across the country. You think we have bad radar holes now? Wait until we don't have radar. If we didn't have the NWS, we straight up wouldn't have any. All these gray dots, they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be there. We would be like this, where there's no radars. That would be the US if we got rid of the NWS. There wouldn't be any radars. I do want to go back down to Texas here, just check on these storms. 65 mile per hour severe for Denton. Hey, Caden. Caden, are you still in here? I'm pretty sure
I'm,
that's right over you.
Wisconsin State
Were you in
Patrol.
Denton or Frisco? I know he's somewhere around here.
I have to check on.
It might have been
PRC
Frisco.
currently.
I forgot exactly where he is. I know
I
he's
have to
somewhere
wait a
in
little
this
bit
area.
because
That may be for him.
uh,
65 mile an hour winds going into Denton,
just waiting.
Kentucky.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
of course. Nope.
Alright, we got an extension
Nothing
to
yet.
our main tornado warning. By the way, look at the storm that recently was tornado warned. It died out so fast.
Okay.
So this one is still trying to be tornadic. Still a little area rotation there.
Now what?
So we'll keep seeing that.
Tornado warning for northeastern Garvin County in southern
One thing that I do
Oklahoma,
know-
west central Pontotoc County in east central Oklahoma, Garvin, and Pontotoc County in Oklahoma.
So there you go. New warning for Oklahoma. Make sure you're in your safe spot there. That's for the city of Ada, Oklahoma. And guess what? If we got rid of the NWS, it wouldn't be there. You wouldn't get a single warning ever if the NWS wasn't here.
Is it somebody from this one?
So
I'll straight up IP ban them.
I just think that was very irresponsible and very immature. Just to straightforward, with 100,000 followers, say, yeah, we should get rid of the NWS. Do you know how many people would die? We lost near 40 people yesterday. Even with some of the great warnings that we had, some of the huge lead times we had. And, you know,
Should've banned
the
them on the
tornado in
spot.
eastern Kentucky yesterday may not have been PDS, but it was still warned. It was still a tornado warning, so people still should have been seeking shelter. And we still lost near 40 people from yesterday's outbreak. Imagine if we didn't get a single warning. Like, literally, from those violent tornadoes that we had yesterday, so many people. The count would probably be in the thousands, honestly. It would probably be into the thousands of fatalities if we didn't have the NWS. Just from yesterday's outbreak alone. That doesn't count April 27th, the super outbreak back in the 1900s, the Mayfield tornado, the Rolling Fork tornado, the Greenfield tornado, all these violent tornadoes we've had, all the EF5s in the 2010s. Like, you think some of these tornadoes, you know, they are definitely, like, for instance, Eastern Kentucky yesterday, they're violent, and unfortunately, the fatality count is sometimes high with them, but it would be 10 to 100 times worse
It's
without
gonna
the
be a
NWS
$400
for
fine.
fatalities.
Go to
Exactly. Like, April 27th, 2011,
What
we probably
else
would have lost near 100,000 people
was
on that day if we didn't have the
Monday?
NWS. So it's just so dumb to say get rid of the NWS. It's just
Talk
stupid.
to the judge.
It's very stupid. I apologize for going on all this rant, but I mean, the NWS is so important. They are so important. And again, all your weather YouTubers, Reed Timmer, the main two coverage YouTubers on here, Connor Croft, all these guys would lose all their information from radar softwares and model data. So, you're thinking, okay, if the NWS is, fully defunded and we don't have the NWS, we still have, we would still have TRG or Connor Croft or these other YouTubers, Reed Timmer, to help us. No. NWS goes, we go. Just straight out. If the NWS is fully defunded and they are completely removed as a branch of the government, then we go. Because we have no model data, no SPC, no National Weather Service, no radar softwares, no satellite imagery, no warnings, no watches, none of that. So it's not like we can just independently stay here and cover the weather without the NWS. They are the #1 role. Oh, not to kid, all of your weather balloons would be gone too. No weather balloons ever. No observed soundings, no mesoanalysis, no NWS all watchers, warnings, and advisories tab, none of that stuff.
People these days just don't care about the weather.
Let's see. Well, I mean, Ben, it was due. With the defunding that has occurred in the NWS, people saying radars are literally killing us. They think radars are literally brainwashing us and exploding our brains, apparently. They think they have weapons in them and they're causing all these tornadoes. Yeah, it was due for a big rant. It was very much overdue. So much stupid.
Dude, calm down. Who hurt your ego?
Theories out there about man-made weather. Most of those people are the people who go around with tinfoil hats on their head saying aliens. I saw that the other day. I'm not kidding.
What?
I am not kidding. I'm not kidding. I saw it on Twitter the other day. Radars are brainwashing us and trying to explode our brains. Wear your tinfoil hats. It's actually out there. It's actually out there. There's people that low IQ that think tinfoil hats are gonna block radar beams because apparently radar beams are trying to kill us. It's actually true. I'm not kidding. You don't think about that stuff. You don't think how could somebody not have logic and common sense, but literally wearing tinfoil hats there, trying to be protected by radar beams that are literally scanning thunderstorms and not frying our brains or whatever.
Let me send me that.
And Jefferson blamed me for it. I don't even have
Is that
Twitter.
a good area rotation? Let me see. Nah.
Well, here's the funny
That's
thing.
corruption.
I don't have Twitter.
Now,
Or
cloud
X.
seeding
I've
is
never had
different.
it. I don't
Cloud
even want to
seeding
call it
actually was
Twitter.
proven to be
Anymore.
real.
I just don't care about it.
It was used to enhance like the drought, and it was used to decrease
Unless
the drought in California. They used a bit of cloud
maybe
seeding.
it was Rev.
Help like crops and things, but that doesn't do a nationwide radar like impact. And they banned it. They have banned it. It is illegal for cloud seeding. It is banned. Okay, it's
Report
not
that.
legal anymore because we've seen that it has actually partially worked before, but it's banned and it cannot be done nationwide now. At least I'm pretty sure it was proven. Oh, and then you have all those stupid theories about contrails too. Yeah, see, the purpose of cloud seeding was to enhance precipitation, particularly in areas of long drought or water scarcity. It is not a good solution, though. It's not guaranteed to work. It has environmental impacts, and I'm pretty sure that's why it's illegal. I might have to look
Hey,
more
Bubba's,
into
I got a
that because
yellow
I haven't
charger
really
road
looked a bunch
raging on
into
me.
it.
A what?
Yellow charger raging on me on Greenville Drive. Hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah, so it's not like I don't think it's fully. It's illegal in some portions.
Someone is lagging the whole server.
But it's used to just help us get more rain.
I can tell you
Help
for
droughts.
sure it is definitely not me.
Help droughts dissipate.
Because I even told you I don't even have Twitter.
Is that you chasing that guy?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
He keeps. Oh. Jesus. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
And see, clouds have to have already been present as well. So it's not like we're making clouds or something. Yeah, it's done very locally for bad droughts. I remember it in California. Nope. If Twitter disagrees about keeping the NWS, then man, I'm gonna go on a blocking spree.
Of course,
You
keep
think I've blocked a few
NWS.
people now? If they go after me for talking about that, don't defund the
Of course I'm gonna
NWS
keep
and
the
don't get
NWS.
rid of them.
You would have been dead by now. They would have been.
It was laughable when I saw tinfoil hats for blocking
So
Raider
whoever
Beams.
said
It's
that
just,
comment, they're so
I can't
dumb,
believe there's
stupid, and
that's
they
actually
sound
something people have
lost.
done. This doesn't look like it's doing much to me.
So we're saying Fuji should have never formed the Fuji scale. That's messed up.
This thing may be going more outflow dominant now. It looks still probably producing some damaging winds, but it doesn't look as impressive at all. Ardmore, Oklahoma, Uranus severe for 1.75 inch hail. Oh yeah, don't even get me started with HARP. Man. Yeah, HARP has been a conspiracy theory for decades at this point.
What is it with everyone following me?
But yeah, this started all this huge rant about everything. It all started because I saw someone say we don't need the NWS during yesterday's violent tornado. Someone said we don't need the NWS. It's like, it's just so stupid, man. And like I said, I'm not gonna name the person because I don't want it to feel. I don't want you guys to like go hate on them by any means or anything like that, but. I mean, that's just crazy. I need to go find that channel again. And during the middle of a violent tornado, too, like, how, just, there's never a good time to say that, but man, how horrible of a time that is, too.
Hey, at least I got a reliable car.
Let's see here.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go switch over to the PlayStation real quick.
So we're gonna continue to watch this tornado warning here. It's in effect for 36 more minutes. Okay. All right. I apologize if I offended anybody. Somehow offended you. I don't think I would have. I'm pretty sure every last person in this chat is smart enough to realize we need the NWS. But that it just really frustrates me. Because after all the NWS is done saving literally millions of lives, now they're under the threat of being completely dismantled and they're already underfunded, so. I'm not going to get into the harp thing. We'll be here for hours if I get into that. Wow. Wow. That's got to be illegal. So one of the chasers, Ben Williams, went to a gas station, portrayed gas at 2:59. He went to the gas pump and he was in a hurry because I'm sure he was probably near that tornado warning and trying to get to it. And he went to a pump and the price was $4.99 per gallon. The pump next to him was $2.59. So he happened to go to a pump that was like nearly double the price, the portrayed price. I don't think that's legal. Having one pump that high, and like I said, he was in a hurry, so you know you're not going to look at the price too closely, especially if you see the price sign, you're going to think, okay, that's legit, right? If it says $2.59, I'm assuming all pumps are $2.59. That's just logic. But then he just pulled up the one, and he ended up filling up, because, like I said, he was in a hurry, probably in that tornado warning, and he got it for $4.99 a gallon. Jeez. Don't know if there's much you can do about that, but make sure you double check the prices on your pumps. That's insane. And it was 87 unleaded, so it's what most cars take. Both pump comparisons, too. I'm sure that's very close to illegal. That's got to be, at minimum, that is false advertisement, at the least. Both of these down here in north central Texas, one for 65 Monarch winds now. Yeah, this whole thing just fell apart. Wow, what a underperforming risk there.
What?
We needed an underperforming risk bad, so our enhanced risk has not performed nearly as expected.
Jefferson called you a juvenile. He's you have anything property. I knew this day would suck anyways.
Let's see. We'll go back over to. I don't think they're going to continue this tornado warning. It'll be allowed to expire in 30 minutes.
You never know what Mother Nature will do.
We did get a new mesoscale discussion downstream for the very far east side of the enhanced. I know we had someone from the Texarkana area. This includes you in Texarkana. Wind damage, large hail threat is expected to develop early this evening. Watch issuance is likely before 9 p.m. Eastern. The potential for, let me see, I'm
Well, it's
actually
a
going to
pattern.
go here.
It's a pattern.
This
Sure.
environment will be favored for severe wind damage, large hail, and an isolated tornado could develop. Very low tornado threat.
This movie out.
Very low tornado threat there. But if you are in the Texarkana area, make sure you are staying hyper weather aware. You're going to be put in, I think, a severe watch.
Right.
Probably a severe watch. It doesn't look like they're going to do a tornado watch for that. Yeah, I mean, if we didn't have this storm in Oklahoma form, today would have been very uneventful. It would have been a lot of wind and some large hail, but outside of that, it would have been extremely uneventful. New mesoscale discussion again. Let's go see what they say for this one. I'm very curious about this one because this storm's either going to try to pop off or it's going to just fizzle right out. We'll see what they say. Severe threat does continue. Additional convective development capable of large hail and damaging winds in a
What was it?
weak spin-up tornado. Just to summarize the MCD.
Do you know where it was?
The tornado threat is extremely low, though. Main threat by a milestone is hail. That's going to be South Central Texas there. Watch closely. I think we could lose our tornado warning at any given minute here. It's for 28 more minutes, but I wouldn't be shocked if they expire it pretty soon. Yeah, here's their St. Louis tornado track from yesterday's tornado. You could see how wide this tornado got.
What now?
Potentially up to a mile wide in this area. Potentially up to a mile wide. Look at all those EF3 indicators.
Yeah, that's what we said.
If you are sensitive to damage, we
Yeah,
are
anyways,
about to
it
look
looked
at
like a
damage,
mile,
so
right?
you may want to click off of stream if you are sensitive to damage. I'm about to look at it right here. This is from the National Weather Service in St. Louis with this tornado. Again, if you're sensitive to damage, you might want to click off a stream here. So this is a 2-story home house. Jeez. Wow, that is horrific. And that looks well built, too. Quite well built. 142 EF3. Wow. Yeah, no wonder why they said at least EF3. There's half of a house fully collapsed there. Jeez. Another EF3 damage indicator here. What's this? Collapse of exterior walls. Closely spaced interior walls remaining standing. See, that's why your safe spot can be interior room. If you don't have like a basement or a storm shelter, the most interior room away from doors and windows, because the interior room here was still standing. So that's why that's if you don't have a basement or a storm shelter, you want to get to the most interior room away from doors and windows, because even with this EF3 tornado, 140 mile an hour winds, the interior room was still standing. I believe this is the tornado that had 5 confirmed fatalities. I'm pretty sure the mayor upped it now to 5. Yeah, upped it to 5.
Bubbles, you're gonna have to county that. What?
From this tornado.
No, my goodness. Yeah, one thing, when I searched up the St. Louis tornado, there's like clear video
This is,
of someone
2-family residence.
right next to it.
Most walls collapsed except interior rooms. Again, that's why we recommend, if you don't have a basement or a storm shelter, interior room is your best chance
Yeah.
from doors and windows. Gracious, that is horrific.
Wait, is this
damage.
preliminary?
Oh my goodness, that is
Oh my
horrible
god.
damage. And this is from a low-end EF3.
Wow.
Wouldn't be shocked if they upped that a little bit more. I think it's like is it like 150 EF3? Actually, I don't think it's low-end EF3.
Not
I think
me.
it is actually. I thought it was 140. I
Yeah.
think it's like around 150. Ken, you probably know.
There's a reason for that.
152. 152.
I'm on the
Yeah, that's
PlayStation, so that's
mid
why.
EF3. Yeah.
Yeah, here's what they said.
Let's see if I can. I want to go check another tornado really quick.
Oh my god, of course you did.
See, I'm going to go really far back. This site has been glitchy quite a bit.
Yeah, for some reason it doesn't
Okay,
like
so
it.
That's
I'll just stay
all
near
the
you
tornadoes.
just in
They used to
case.
have, oh well, no, this has a good track to it. Okay, so that's because they haven't fully finished the survey in St. Louis. They'll add it more in depth when they're.
It's called
completely done.
Gauze Correction.
When was the last time St. Louis had an intense tornado? This says May 31st, 2013, apparently. Yeah. It's been 12 years. Almost 12 years.
Wolf, I need you to come to the
Since they have had an
I'm here.
an EF3.
I'm in a Subaru.
Oh, you are. Oh, okay.
They
The
got
last
really lucky.
EF4 was, of course, 2011. So it's been a little over, well, quite well over 11 years, like 11 years and 11 year, I'm trying to think about
I'm on the
12 years.
5. I can try to
Nope,
fix the
11.
mic
I can't do
sensitivity real
math right.
quick.
11 years, 11 months, and like a few days since their last intense
Okay.
tornado. 11 years, 11 months, and something
Yep.
days. I can't do the day calculation. I apologize. It was on May 31st, 2013.
It's
The
just
last
like
EF4.
the
If you want to
Nintendo
do the calculation
64.
yourself.
It was just like the
I'm too
Nintendo
stupid.
64. You needed to get an extension date off of
This one is now
TikTok.
warned for 65 mile-an-hour winds and 1.75-inch hail
What?
northwest of Gainesville.
That's why they had a recall on those things.
Those are your second wave storms firing up. They're firing up in Texas, the panhandle of Texas. They will move into the western portion of Oklahoma here over the next few
Yeah.
hours.
PlayStation had a recall on those. Just for a
Main threat with
fix.
those will be damaging winds, hail, and a few spin-up tornadoes. Still, possibly a conditional storm.
No, that's why they
tornado
called for
can't be
that type
completely
of
ruled out,
recall.
especially around 11 p.m.
Yeah.
to
What
1
happened?
a.m. Eastern
PlayStation
tonight.
users are switching to
What happened, Jefferson?
If supercells do fully mature,
He's
like what we saw in Oklahoma not too long ago.
What do you mean? Microsoft did make their stuff right.
Okay.
They saw the problem. Oh, it's just
Hey guys,
fine.
I'm
It's
gonna
been
get off.
just in 2 days.
Okay.
You want them to be picture perfect. Did GTA 5? Hold on. You have no problem with GTA 5 being released late. Like what?
Alright, so still a few significant severes. We're down to 8 severes.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
I'll probably head off here pretty soon, to be honest with you. Oh, let me give you that site, Marcus. Or, brother. Grumpy Grandpa. I apologize. I looked really quick. Grumpy Grandpa, here you go. I saw you asking for it for a little bit. It's sometimes it's glitchy though.
Oh yeah.
Like I couldn't use it for the April 27th,
Bro, what is this kid
2011
doing?
outbreak because it had the wrong wind speed intensities for the damage indicators. So I didn't use it because it was inaccurate. But it is the official damage assessment toolkit, so instead I used Tornado Archive for the April 27th, 2011 case study.
Oh, don't forget they did buy out Minecraft for $2 billion.
I couldn't comment on that, Ben.
No.
It's a
I'm gonna tell you why. Hey, we're not gonna talk about
an example
what's
of
going
if
on
these
with
storms may
Roblox.
not maintain
Hey.
and sustain is right there with this cell. Formed, produced very isolated 50 to 55 mile an hour wind gusts and pea-sized tail, and then died out very quickly.
No, let me tell you what's going on with Roblox. So basically, there's this studio called
So it all depends on
Big
if a
Game
storm
Studio.
can sustain
Yeah,
its
I've heard of
updraft.
it. I think